So the Nintendo Switch 2 will be out in a couple of days, bringing a whole new generation of possibilities and a very compelling hardware machine that can easily compete with Steam Deck. But apparently, nobody is excited about it. There is a lot of speculation and way too much negative news every day, basically. There will not be any press release, meaning we might not have any early reviews of the console, meaning also that we have to conform with what the internet will have to say. It's basically chaos. I'm Leo's Luna, and in this video I will try to unravel all this chaos behind the Nintendo Switch 2. So we all know the positives. We know it will be fully capable of running games as well, if not better than a Steam Deck. We know storage and load times have vastly improved. We know graphic fidelity and even the uniqueness of running games at 1080p and 120Hz on a handheld like basically not any other handheld console out there. I mean, all that sounds way too appealing. Even 4K and 1440p mode on the TV sounds pretty alright, even if game already too late, but I mean, imagine playing like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 4K. Sounds amazing. Plus the decent lineup and the optimization of solid third-party support games. We also have the Joy-Con 2, which are basically two pair of bona fide mouses that can offer a lot of innovation if used right. There is a huge opportunity for a lot of lost genres in the PC realm like RTS, some specific MOBAs and simulation games that can be played better on a Switch 2. You may have noticed that I haven't mentioned anything particularly innovative or Nintendo-esque, except for maybe the pair of mice. And that's because the console kind of feels like the update that everybody wanted, but with a lot of caveats. It's basically more of the same, but with little toppings on top. Bear in mind that most of this news is basically a miscommunication between Nintendo and the community, if there has ever been a line of communication in between. Yes, game cards are backwards compatible and Nintendo is basically the only company worrying about preservation. Somehow. Because apparently, now third-party companies can decide to not include their game in the game card. Instead, they can decide to only include a key that will activate a download of the game. It's still better than having a box with the code of the game printed inside, and you can still sell it to another person. But the idea of not using those 64 gigs for starting the game is just baffling to me. What if Nintendo services went out of business and you will never find a way to download the game? What if you simply want to play the base game without the updates? You can actually do that with The Last Guardian on PS5 and have a much better frame rate experience because the original game without the updates is preserved intact on the PS4 disc and can be played at 60 FPS on PS5. But buying a piece of plastic for $60 with just a key activation in 2025? I mean, it's just nonsense. And to me, what this says is that publishers prefer to maximize their profit in manufacturing time and costs to give customers a less appealing product. Cyberpunk is a good testament of a game that will be fully included on cartridge. Maybe it will have some updates on the day of launch, but it's still there. But games like Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 7, even a smaller title like Bravely Default HD will be a game keycard too. I'm not sure if Nintendo had thought about this, but this turned the Switch 2 a less convenient console than the Switch 1. What if I just want to share a game with a friend? Because there have been already examples like the Dragon Quest 1+2 HD 2D remasters that the original Switch 1 will have the game in the keycard and the Switch 2 version will not. What if I bring my game keycard to a friend's house? Now we have to spend extra time downloading the game and updates to eventually play the freaking game. Like, Switch used to be the perfect console for me to go camping because I don't have to worry about installing or uninstalling games. I just took the game cards with me without worrying of loss of connectivity. The sole existence of Nintendo Switch Online has compromised the Switch 2 design in some many bad ways. So we all have seen the game chat feature, which is basically a Discord chat where you can see your friends playing with you if they have any webcam, or even in some games they'll be appearing on the screen as well. You also happen to have an additional button in your Joy-Con 2 controller exclusive to game chat, which can only be accessible for Nintendo Switch Online users. Of the 152 million Switches sold worldwide, only 38 million approximately are paying the online membership. Assuming this will be potential Switch 2 users, only 25% will be able to use this button. Do you see where I'm going now? And they also made a lot of strange choices, like making a CRT filter and a rewind feature exclusive on the Nintendo 64 app, just for the Switch 2. I mean, the Switch 1 could easily do that, so far my knowledge. Also, so far, if you know Switch 1 limitations, you may conclude that in fact, that Switch 2 is a worthy purchase to most enthusiastic fans, but what about the everyday people? I'm not sure if it's still justified enough. I think many people are still finishing Tears of the Kingdom and are still finishing the immense Switch 1 catalog. You see, there's not a need to move forward the next generation except maybe playing Mario Kart World or maybe a really polished Pokemon version. So I guess Nintendo will have its own free demo, or maybe something like Wii Sports that can sell the new console features? I don't know. Like the excellent Astro's Playroom demo for PS5? Nope. Instead, they're giving a $10 manual tour of the console specs, which probably nobody except data miners are going to buy. Not a single incentive to people to shift, and is less appealing with the whole $80 price tag controversy, which, by the way, why was it hidden and not even mentioned in the first place on the Direct? So $80 games is a topic that can go for a different video, but all I can say is that in contrast to other companies where you can see special discounts in less than a year, you rarely ever see a Nintendo getting discounted. And $80 is so much less appealing to me than 60. Yes, games were more expensive back in the day, but for so many years, people have been getting used to the same price, that having extra dollars in this day and age, where having a work is an uncertainty, where video games are becoming more of a luxury item, and even younger people are more willing to spend more time playing on PC or mobile games instead. Why should I care for Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza at $80? Do I see a justifiable price for what we've seen on Mario Kart World? Of course not. The open world mechanics, to me personally at least, they look a bit empty to my eye. Even if they revamped some of the animations, the art style still looks mostly the same from Mario Kart 8, which is basically a game from 2015. Maybe the gameplay looks cool, maybe they polished that area. But again, it's Nintendo that needs to convince people. Or is it that they think they will appeal to their avid fans that will go nuts on the pre-order season? I myself did not pre-order because I have other priorities right now, but I was kind of feeling alienated with this obsession I've seen in YouTube and trying to get the console. Like, somehow I believe part of your soul is ripped apart, while a company is quietly toying with your nostalgia to lose any kind of humanity and have some slice of fun in exchange for money. And the same goes to Randy Pitchford while he's trying to overtly justify the $80 price of Borderlands 4. The same goes with this psychological warfare that gaming outlets and executives have implanted in people's minds of conforming to pay $100 for GTA 6. If you ask me, that's hyper reality. And I wrote a whole essay about that. Having confessed all my concerns of this postmodern state of late capitalism, I think it is completely fine that the rest of you should be concerned of buying a console on release date and having to accept such price increase on games. It is not fair that you should spend $80 on a single game while you can easily buy like 6 cool games on another platform for the same price. You should not let yourself be won over by FOMO, or fear of missing out. Now, if you think you have the money and the time to invest in this console, sure, go ahead. Like I said, I'm sure it will be a great gaming console if we include the catalog of the Switch 1, a newcomers. And I'm sorry if this has been an unexpected type of video. I'm truly willing to talk more about the Switch 2 in the future, and I hope I can create awesome essays and guides that can help you find the meaning of life in gaming. So don't forget to subscribe, watch more content like this, hit the notification bell, and share it to a friend that is also suffering from FOMO of the Switch 2. Or anything in particular. Perhaps it's the FOMO of having to subscribe to every freaking streaming service, or having to watch every freaking game from his favorite sports. Anyhow, take care, and I'll see you soon.